high above the world's great mountain ranges. Where the air is thin, the winters are brutal, and almost nothing survives for long. One bird has discovered a remarkable way to live. While other predators chase the living, the bearded vulture waits for what death leaves behind. Flesh may disappear, but bones remain. And for this extraordinary bird, a single piece of bone can mean the difference between hunger and survival. But how can a bird survive on something so hard that almost every other predator leaves it behind? Stay with us, because this is the extraordinary life of the bearded vulture, the bone breaker of the mountains. Far above the valley floor, a nest clings to a remote cliff. Mist drifts between the mountains. Cold winds sweep across the rocks. Inside the nest, a tiny chick waits beneath its mother's protective feathers. For now, the world beyond the nest is far too dangerous. The chick depends completely on its parents. Every meal must be brought from the mountains below. The father leaves the nest. His enormous wings spread into the wind. Instead of chasing prey, he searches. Below him, the landscape tells a different story. Scattered across the valley are the remains of animals that once lived here. For most predators, much of this food is already useless. But not for him. The bearded vulture has evolved around a resource almost everyone else ignores: bone. He circles slowly, searching the cliffs, the grasslands, and the valleys beneath the snow-covered peaks. Back at the nest, the mother waits. The chick waits. And somewhere beyond the mist, the next meal is already lying in the landscape. Across the valley, the remains of large animals slowly disappear into the landscape. Scavengers have already taken the soft tissue. Little remains, skin, fragments, and bones. Yet the bearded vulture continues searching. Its incredible eyesight detects something against the rocks. A long bone. It lands beside the remains. The beak probes carefully. The bone is too large to swallow. But this bird has another solution. It grips the bone in its powerful beak, lifts it, and carries it into the sky. Higher. Higher still. The valley becomes smaller below. Then, the bird releases it. The bone crashes against the rocks. Once. Twice. Fragments scatter across the mountainside. The bearded vulture circles back. This time, the pieces are small enough. It lands and begins feeding. The marrow inside the broken bone is rich with energy. For a bird living in an unforgiving environment, this is an extraordinary source of nutrition. And it requires almost no chase. No ambush. No dangerous pursuit. Only patience, precision, and an understanding of gravity. Then, the male discovers something much larger. A thick section of bone lies exposed on the mountainside. He approaches carefully, tests its weight. Too large to swallow. Too valuable to leave behind. The decision is made. He grips it and takes to the air. The father is on his way back. A heavy bone hanging from his beak. But near the nest, danger is already waiting. A golden eagle circles above the cliffs. The mother sees it. Inside the nest, the chick is completely vulnerable. The golden eagle begins to descend. Closer. And closer. Suddenly, the mother launches from the nest. She spreads her wings and charges straight toward the intruder. The golden eagle dives. The bearded vulture turns sharply, meeting the attack head-on. Talons extend. Wings collide with the mountain wind. The golden eagle circles back. But the mother refuses to give ground. Again. She rises. Again. She drives the predator away from her chick. Below them, the chick remains hidden inside the nest. One successful attack could end everything. The golden eagle makes one final pass. But the mother attacks with such determination that the predator finally retreats. It climbs higher, circles once, and disappears beyond the mountain ridge. The mother remains motionless, watching the sky. She waits. Then, a familiar shape appears through the mist. The father is returning. The bone is still in his beak. He lands beside the nest. The mother turns toward him. The chick calls. At last, the meal has arrived. The bone is passed to the family. The chick begins to feed. For this young bearded vulture, it is not simply another meal. It is another day of survival. Because in these mountains, even bringing food home can become a battle for life. Morning returns to the mountains. The mist begins to lift. Sunlight reaches the cliffs. The young bird is stronger now. Its movements are more deliberate. Its wings begin to stretch. But it still cannot survive alone. Once again, the father leaves. The mother remains behind. The endless search continues. Across another valley, a carcass has been reduced to almost nothing. The father lands. Other scavengers have already visited. But beneath the remains, something valuable remains. A heavy bone. He takes it. The same ancient routine begins again. Carry. Climb. Drop. Break. Return. Feed. And repeat. For generations. This remarkable behavior has allowed bearded vultures to exploit a resource few other animals can use so efficiently. The mountain seems harsh. But to the bone breaker, even death can become nourishment. Later that day, the father disappears once again into the distance. The chick watches from the nest. Its parents seem to vanish into the enormous landscape, only to return with something that can keep it alive. Every flight teaches the young bird an invisible lesson. The mountains are vast. Food is scattered. And survival belongs to those who know where to look. Then, something unusual catches the father's attention. In a green valley beneath the snow-covered mountains, a large rodent emerges from the grass. For a moment, the bearded vulture watches. The animal senses danger. It freezes. Then suddenly, it disappears into a rocky opening. The bird circles overhead. But this is not a specialist hunter of rodents. The opportunity is gone. And the bearded vulture moves on. Its true strength lies elsewhere. In another valley, several bearded vultures gather around the remains of an animal. Food is valuable, and competition is inevitable. Two birds approach the same piece. One spreads its wings. The other refuses to retreat. Calls echo across the valley. They circle, push, strike with their beaks. The confrontation lasts only moments. But the message is clear. In the mountains, even scavengers must defend their share. Eventually, one bird backs away. The winner returns to the remains. Another piece of bone is lifted. Another meal begins. As the seasons change, the young bearded vulture becomes stronger. Its feathers grow. Its wings become powerful. And somewhere inside its instincts, the mountain is beginning to make sense. The cliffs, the valleys, the winds, the carcasses, the bones. Everything is connected. The young bird watches its parents. It sees how they search, how they carry, how they release bones from the sky. And eventually, it will perform the same ancient ritual alone. The mountain does not give its food freely. It demands knowledge, patience, and precision. Back at the nest, the chick is no longer as helpless as before. It stands taller. Its wings stretch across the nest. The parents continue bringing food. But soon, the young bird will leave this cliff. Beyond the nest lies an enormous world. Steep valleys, snow-covered peaks, unknown territories, and countless challenges. One day, this young vulture will search for its own feeding grounds. One day, it may carry its first bone into the sky. And one day, it may raise a chick of its own. The cycle will begin again. As evening settles over the mountains, the final light touches the snowy peaks. The bearded vulture glides silently above the valley. Below, life comes and goes. But the mountains remember. Every carcass returns its nutrients to the land. Every bone eventually becomes food. And for the bearded vulture, death is not the end of the story. It is the beginning of another. In a world where survival belongs to the strongest, this remarkable bird has learned to survive on what everyone else leaves behind. And somewhere high above the clouds, the next bone breaker is waiting to take flight.